Are you the devil's advocate? Are you the devil's advocate? And we all know what that means, right? It means that you're here to provide the alternate viewpoint of everything. You think that that's a good character trait? Well, I'm here to tell you you're wrong. You're just somebody that likes to disagree with people. You're just being disagreeable. And you'll say, well, that's my right. Okay, fine. So what? It doesn't mean you're a nice person. It doesn't mean you're easy to get along with. It doesn't mean you understand the concept, the good character trait of peace, being a peacemaker. You know, Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers, right? Why? Because they'll be called sons of God. You're not acting like God. You're acting like a human being, a carnal, sensual, fleshly mind, just thinking you're so smart when you're just causing problems all over the place. I'm not talking about being skeptical, reasonably skeptical. I'm talking about being naive. You know, nobody should be naive because the opposite of naive is wisdom. It's just you think that being a devil's advocate is the best kind of person to be in a relationship. And maybe that's why you don't have really good relationships, because you're constantly trying to provoke an opposite viewpoint all the time. You know? So, and so I'm here to tell you that that's a bad character trait. Because why? Why would I say that? Because if you've ever studied the concept of peace, that you can understand that a peaceful person is not trying to disagree with you 100% of the time to be the devil's advocate. Because the peace process involves steps, right? It's a process. Peace isn't something that we just have. The key word related to peace is reconciliation. And reconciliation, it means it's a process where there's criteria, acceptable criteria, in the eyes of the one offended, given to the one that's the offender to accept and to perform from the heart, to be reconciled with the one they offended, that the one that they unjustly offended, to get to an agreement, to become agreeable, harmonious, one to become at peace with. So I understand what being the devil's advocate means. It doesn't mean I'm that intelligent. It doesn't mean you're intelligent. It just means it's an intellectual concept. And I've batted it away. Why did I bat it away? Because when I study good character, I cannot find that anywhere in my mind, with God, in the scriptures, in the world, where that is a pleasant characteristic in a person. You can't do that in a courtroom. Continually. You can't do that in a relationship continually. Somebody's going to dump you because you're constantly being an idiot, being a problem when you don't need to be a problem. You see, peaceful people realize they don't need to be a problem all the time. They don't need to be the devil's advocate all the time. They don't need to do this all the time because they're trying to have harmony with people. I agree with you on that. Do you agree with me on this? If you do, you're a peaceful person. Right? You're trying to agree with people. You're not agreeing with people. You're listening to see if you can agree, and then you say, I agree with you on that. So when I learned more about peace and what it really is trying to do and the steps involved and the key words related to it, I made sure that I say, I agree with you on that. With my children, I agree with you on that. Wherever I can agree with them, I'm trying to agree with them. Why? Because I'm the best example? No, I'm not God. Don't follow me. You know, I don't have all kinds of wisdom, and I'm sure I'm missing something. But what I am saying is a peaceful person tries to agree with people. That's the purpose of the gospel. God's trying to get us to reconcile with him so he can agree with us, so we can agree with him, so we can have harmony, so we can become one. The gospel is a big peace process with all the steps that need to be taken by faith to get back to be at peace with God. And that's another question I want to address briefly is, have you made your peace with God, and what does that mean? And that's going to be the subject of another talk. But don't for a minute think that being the devil's advocate 100% of the time is a good characteristic. It really means if you're doing that and you take pride in it, you're lacking in other character traits that would stop you from doing that. You see, having a multifaceted personality and good character means you will be able to navigate your behavior for your benefit and happiness and for others. So, you know, being a peacemaker makes a devil's advocate kind of shut his mouth a lot of the times. because there's no reason to bring up an opposition when it's not truly necessary. You know? But it's just, if you're just being the devil's advocate, you just enjoy yourself. You're just enjoying yourself, and I'm not enjoying you. I don't think God's enjoying you. I don't think people enjoy you. I mean, maybe you can make money at it. Complaining, I think a devil's advocate is just a complainer. They're complaining all the time. It's a subtle form of complaining. Who wants to be around a person that's complaining all the time, that's objecting to everything all the time?